12th house in astrology is the house of dreams and the unconscious. The 12th house also represents your secrets, your intuitive gifts, and your means of escape. And so in this video, we're going to be going a little more in depth into the 12th house and how that plays out in your life. And so if you are new to the channel or to me or any of my content in social media land, my name is Kay Catrice. I am the Natal Chart Navigator. I am an intuitive energy reader, and I help open minded, ambitious women to understand themselves on an energetic level so that they can live their best lives in each and every area of their life. Okay. And so, jumping into it, we're talking about the 12th house. This is the 12th video in the series, it's the very last video. I'm so super excited we got this series done and wrapped up with. And so we're talking about the houses. The houses represent an area of your life. And so there's 12 houses and there's 12 different areas of your life that your natal chart represents, that it gives you insight on. Okay. And so the 12th house is naturally ruled by the sign of Pisces. Pisces is a water energy, which means it's all about your emotions, and it is mutable, meaning that it is very changeable, depending upon its environment, just like water. Water is changeable. And then the ruling planet of the 12th house and Pisces is Neptune. Neptune is the planet of illusions and dreams and delusions. And so the 12th house encompasses the accumulation of our soul's experiences over many lifetimes. Okay. It's the final house of our birth chart, and it holds all the pain, all the karma, and the unconscious memories from our past. Okay. And so, by healing these wounds and surrendering our ego selves, we reveal the cosmic source of all things. Okay. 12th house is a house of spirituality, intuition, imagination, and wisdom found in our dreams. Okay. And so the sign that is on the 12th house is how the themes of the house of the 12th house is expressed. Okay. And then when you have planets in this house, it reveals lessons and gifts related to these matters. And so it really heightens and illuminates this house for you within this lifetime. And so any planets that are currently transiting through your 12th house may stir up things that lie deep within you, and you must learn to decide whether to run from them or to confront the mystery of them. Okay, you got to confront them, get it all out, figure out, what's keeping you stuck, what's keeping you blocked. Okay, and so some things of the 12th house is the unconscious mind, your soul's karma, intuition, imagination and dreams, self-reflection, and healing. Okay. And so after our individual identity is explored through all of the houses. In the 12th and final house, the personality dissolves into something larger. Okay. It's time to return to the ocean. 12th house Pisces is all about emotions, and water is the element that connects with emotions. And so water is very fluid. Okay. Now, this is a deeply spiritual house and is composite of all the other houses. It contains everything and nothing simultaneously. And so here in the 12th house, you are encouraged to let go of anything that is keeping you from understanding that we are all connected, that we are all connected. Okay. And so in this way, you encounter the pain, the sorrow, and the karma that you have built up over this lifetime and previous ones by accessing your unconscious memories, dreams, and intuitions. Okay, you can resolve old stories and remember the truth of who you are. This is the work of self undoing. Okay, when you really get into exploring your 12th house, the 12th house is really deep, and so it's a work that is not easy, it's not fun, but it has very, very huge benefits for you in your life if you choose to take on the task. Okay. 12th house leaves you with a choice. You will either face your fears, you will either face what has kept you stuck, what has kept you blocked, or you'll just keep burying them over and over and over again. And then in each lifetime, you'll have a new opportunity to confront those questions that haunt you, and you get to choose your response to that opportunity to confront those questions. And so this area rules the many ways in which people run from psychological pain, such as addiction, disassociation, fantasy, and also isolation. 12th house is also the house of isolation. And so it also governs avenues of transcendence, such as meditation, contemplation, and spirituality. Now, just as some dreams are nightmares and others leaves you feeling refreshed and inspired, the 12th house can offer forms of escape that are toxic right along with the ones that support your healing and your growth, okay? And so, just depending upon where you are in your journey, you want to definitely be careful of falling into traps where you can get addicted to substances. Okay, 12th house is the house of drugs and addiction, as I just said. And so the big lesson of this transitional house is the house of faith, is faith, okay? Not in just yourself, but also in the universe. And so as you encounter your darkest fears, you develop compassion, empathy, and forgiveness towards not only yourself, but others as well. And you can cultivate deep intuition here, okay? The sign that is on this house shapes how these themes will show up in your life. So if you have Libra here on this house, you more than likely possess a deep sensitivity to others' suffering. However, you may also project your unconscious pain and emotions onto others, okay? And so, if you have Virgo in this house, you may have deep empathy and want to just serve humanity. You may want to just be be the healer of the world. Okay, um, with Virgo on that house. Okay, now the 12th house is also a place of deep introspection and aloneness, and it is also where you will find the interconnectedness of all things. And so now, if you have any planets in the 12th house or luminaries, they may have some secrets for you. And these planets can affect your unconscious mind, your karma, and your intuition. And so, if you have your sun in the 12th house, you're probably a dreamy person and a bit mysterious. You acknowledge that your need for space and quiet, okay? You really need your time to be alone and to be quiet. If not, you may struggle with maintaining proper boundaries. Okay, you have to remember 12th house is, and it's not only is it ruled by Neptune, which is pretty much like boundaryless. There's no boundaries with Neptune. It's also ruled by the sign of Pisces, and so Pisces really has no boundaries. It doesn't have strong capacity for having strong boundaries. It has to learn um, to have strong boundaries. Okay. Now, if you have your moon in the 12th house, has anyone ever told you you're too sensitive? As an empathetic human, you need ample alone time and a spiritual practice to avoid getting overwhelmed by anxiety and emotions. Now, if you have your Mercury here, your thought process is likely very intuitive, and you may struggle in typical learning environments, which could make you second guess yourself. And so, for you, you may have to find ways to learn visually. Okay. 12th house is also the house of film and TV. Um, and movies. And so, with you having your Mercury there, visual, you may be a more visual learner than you are cerebral. And so, if you have your Venus in the 12th house, you are probably a hopeless romantic, and you may attract others who are emotionally unavailable. So don't you're going to need to work on not getting lost in the idea of someone and lose sight of reality. Now, if you have your Mars in the 12th house, um, and this is kind of the same, like with all of these placements, it's like having it in Pisces as well. Okay, the sign of Pisces. Okay, and so if you have your Mars in the 12th house, you are whimsical, imaginative, and intuitive, but that may make it very difficult for you to get things done. And so you need to learn to establish proper boundaries that nurture your confidence. And so if you have your Jupiter in this house, Jupiter rule is the co-ruler of this house as well, with Neptune. And so you your faith in the universe, you having faith in the universe can help you to do great things, okay? And it doesn't matter whether you are deeply spiritual or not. Don't let your compassionate heart grow so big that you overextend yourself, especially for people who have shown you that they're not going to do the same for you. Now, if you have Saturn in this house, um, Saturn here, um, it may be a heavy load of guilt or sorrow that may sit on your shoulders. And so for you, you need to just accept your past and let go of it, okay? Along with any fears of the unknown. Now, with Uranus in this house, you are a visionary. Now, to some others, you may be a little weirdo, but you surround yourself with people who are creative and artistic. And if not, you may feel a deep sense of loneliness if you do not. So try to, be yourself and find your tribe. Because, like they say, your vibe definitely does attract your tribe. Now, if you have Neptune in this house, Neptune is definitely at home in the 12th house. And so you are probably have some psychic abilities. Um, you need to avoid getting overwhelmed by your energy and emotions. And so, meditation, a strong meditation or spiritual practice, is going to be key for you. Now, if you have Pluto here in this house, then your soul's desire is to merge with something larger, whether it is whether it's God or a relationship. You may have a blurred sense of self, and so for you, you need to learn boundaries and discernment. Now, if you have Chiron in the 12th house, you may have been raised in an environment where you feel completely overwhelmed by your emotions. And so you may have picked up some escapist coping mechanisms, okay? And so for you to heal that Chiron wound, because Chiron is the wound that we are born with, you may want to look at if you do have any escapist tendencies or coping mechanisms, then you want to look at how you can transform those mechanisms that no longer serve you. How can you release that and move forward and heal that wound by learning how to deal with your emotions? Now, if you have your North Node in the 12th house, um, your evolution demands that you let go of the anxious details and have faith in the universe by embracing your intuition. Okay. You are not perfect. You are not, nobody's perfect. You were not made here. You did not incarnate here to be perfect. And so release that belief that you must be perfect. Okay. Release the um, the anxiety and the fear, and pick up your faith in the universe, in God, in spirit, however it resonates for you, and embrace your intuition. Because I'm sure if your North Node is in the 12th house, you have a very, very strong intuition, and your intuition really is your guide. And so embrace your intuition and know that what it is telling you is exactly what you need to know for where you currently are, and you will get all the info that you need you know, as it needs to be brought to your attention. And so, if your South Node is in the 12th house, um, you may have had like this victim mindset, and it may have dominated your past and permitted people to take advantage of you because you saw yourself as a victim. Okay. And so for you, you need to work on forgiving yourself, not just yourself, but also others, so that you can learn to gain mastery over your own life. Okay. And so now, when you have planets transiting your 12th house, they influence your unconscious memory, dreams, and karma. And so, the nature of these experiences that you have will depend upon the planet that is transiting your 12th house and how it's interacting with the rest of the chart, also the sign as well. Okay. And so if you have your moon in transiting the 12th house, then you might have a desire to be alone, and your intuition could be more on point than usual. Yet you may also be more sensitive to repressed emotions in the room. Now, having Venus transit your 12th house could stimulate your imagination, helping you to channel your feelings into something experimental and creative. And you could also be attracted to things or people of a spiritual nature while planets are transiting the 12th house. It may feel challenging, but each lesson is an opportunity for you to let go of your past and find faith in the universe. Okay. And so that is it. We are done with the Houses series. I am so excited. And if you stayed with me throughout this series, comment and place a comment, in the comments, and let me know if you watched from 1 to 12. If you did, I so greatly appreciate you. Um, Also, if how was the series? Did you learn anything? Did you have any questions? What questions? Drop your comments in the questions. Also, any feedback you have on how I can better make better content for you as well. Put that all in the comments. And so I hope you found value in this video and the series. And if you did, please do like and subscribe. Click the bell so that you get notifications anytime I upload a video or go live on the channel. Also, if you would like to get an energy audit with me, I do a free 20-minute energy audit, where I go in and I show you your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, and also your chart ruler, as that is your energetic captain. And I show you how you can use those energies, so you get on the path of navigating your life energetically. Those are free. And so if you would like to book a 20-minute session, you can book that. The link is in the description box. If you want to book a paid reading with me, in the paid readings, I actually go over your entire chart, and I go through the aspects as well, which is how the planets are interacting with each other. Um, you also get a included 1 hour Q&A session with me, so that you can ask questions about your chart reading. You get a life path interpretation, so that you know what your life path is, why, one of the reasons why you incarnated here. And you also get my free little guide thingy on the best careers for your sun sign. Okay, all of that is included in a paid reading. And so, if you would like to book one of those with me, you can. The link is in the comments. You can book as well. All righty. And so, this is it. And so, just remember that possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile, because you really do create your own reality. Have an amazing one.